These are here. Starting out in Greenfield Village, day 2 of our epic nor'easter.
Not in past the hot stove.
Yep, you don't want mine.
Careful, there's a little water on the floor. Go over there in the corner where it's cool from the
Mom's got to deal with it. So.
I get the clean cat litter bucket, the tidy cans.
Okay, sure.
They're square, they're not sealed, closable, they're not sealable.
Sure, I actually use them for cleaning buckets at home.
I use them for storage. I went to Walmart for $1 to get side dishes.
Hi, how are you doing? Welcome to 1885. You are a Harvey Firestone's boiler home.
Thank you for that.
Who in 1885 was 1885 was about 16 years old. And you're seeing inside the house the domestic side what his mother would be doing at this time period, and she'd be right now putting together a large dinner for today's dinner, right on this coal burning stove from 1875. And then she would also be concerned with canning, preserving. So today we're doing a lot of pickling. We are making up a chili sauce that we will can, as well as crabapple jelly. So it's going to be a very, very busy day right here in this kitchen. Now you can see there are 2, 4, 5 of us ladies here. Catherine in 1885 at this time of the year was the only woman in the house. So she was doing all of this by herself. On a large busy day she could hire in some of the young ladies in the area, of the Amish women, to come in and help for a brushing or a harvest dinner. But on most occasions she was doing the majority of all this work herself, and she went by the Victorian work week schedule, which would lay it out for her to make it considerably easier. So Monday we know that as Blue Monday because it would be laundry day. Tuesday would be ironing, Wednesday would be a bake day, Thursday indoor cleaning, Friday outdoor cleaning, Saturday another bake day. And she is putting up an apple pie for Sunday's dinner. So there's quite a few things, because on Sunday you're supposed to have a day of rest. But ladies know that women really don't get that completely, because we still have to cook and feed our families and do the dishes and clean up and do the chores around the farm. Still have to be done. For the men as well. They're working hard, taking care of all the animals, because we cannot take a day off from feeding the animals, collecting the eggs, milking the cows, or at this time of the year working in the fields even. So you will see the gentlemen outside working just like the Firestone men would. They're out there preparing the fields, cleaning out the barn and the stalls for the animals.
Peaceful angles, you know.
I had no problem with it as I read it. You know the name first.
Yes.
Yep, you don't want to mind that. Watch your head as you go down the steps, please.
This would be the living room.
I got it in my face today.
Ladies, such a makeup today. Oh, that's butter noodles here, an apple pie.
So this would be like its sitting room. And this would be the living room.
I got the whole story on here.
So this is?
This is where they kept their potatoes. The potatoes and everything.
That's cool. Very cool, huh?
So they washed
Which is hard work by the by.
But we'll get right on it.
Right on, pressing those apples.
Where were you going or came you from?
It's already done their stuff, Sean.
Or even better, turn them into
Washed them in there and brought them in here to dry. Look at this thing. Nice.
pretty cool.
Back in 1885 and earlier times when women had to pump the water to bring in the house, they would have possibly walked about 6,000 miles in their lifetime just transporting water.
Wow.
So if you can imagine, Saturday night would be bath night. Can you imagine how much water had to be brought into the house, heated up on the stove, and then brought to a tub to bathe the family?
Yeah.
Now this was just a family of 4 at this time of the year. There was Catherine, Ben, and then Harvey, the middle child, and then his younger brother Robert. Elmer, the older son, had already left. So just to bathe 4 people would be a considerable amount of water. Could you imagine having several children, 10, 12 children? The last child will be the last one to get in. But that's one of the reasons why women who are on a farm still can wear the corset. It acts like a back brace for us ladies as we move all this heavy water around, the working in the garden. It protects our back.
Absolutely.
Grain. This is where they're grain and stuff.
Was it a mill?
Yeah.
What's that town up in the far corner? It starts with an R. It's up in the corner.
So it's Ren. I don't even know. I know it's Ren something.
It's the capital town.
Yeah, I know. I wanted to say Rinkin, but.
And with the thread through there, I just like to beat it down. That compresses it to make sure that it's nice and tight. And as I weave from the other side, I have to do the same thing, only now you can see I'm stepping on the opposite treadle, which alternates the warp threads that are raised and lowered. So that way the left thread in the shuttle gets interlocked in the warp, and that's how weaving works. Yeah.
I bet they went really fast once they got used to it.
Well, going at a good pace, you can weave about 1 foot of material in just 1 hour on here.
Now this is a different technique. This is where it's scraped away, but Ann is decorating using a bulb-like such way. I can see it here. Now what we're doing with this is we're also making birdhouses from the earthenware. What we're going to do is put holes in it. These were thrown yesterday. They're hardened up and leather hard. These are all going to be leather hard later on today. Just depending on the humidity and temperature, it might be able to handle later on today. Once that's done, we'll put handles on it, and you might be able to cut in it. So you see where he's taking the holes with the large pieces. Basically, a birdhouse will put 2 holes in the top for a strap, and then 2 holes on the bottom, and we'll trim it. And then we'll put the eyebrow on it. You basically rough the surface up, and then he'll press it like a piece of clay. Yesterday, you can see all the ones we have. Carefully handle it out there and collapse. Today, when we first initially make the piece, it's very soft.
The power for the mill is provided by a steam engine on the ground floor. Sawdust produced during the milling operation was used to fire the boiler. Muley saws clearly operated more effectively than frame saws. However, mainly because both of these types were so wasteful of lumber, they were replaced by much more efficient circular saws in the second half of the 19th century.
Establishments in Liberty Crafts that call themselves shops, they don't have to be literate to be able to perform their trade. They could throw a pot, weave, blow glass all day long, and their lack of literacy would not impede their production in the least. But if you're going to work in a printing office with letters and words all day long, reading and writing are going to come in real handy, and in fact they are a job requirement. We are very proud of our level of education at a time when some, but not all Americans yet could read and write, and we reflect that pride by calling ourselves, mind you, we are an office and not a shop. Now, unlike my big city cousins, their printing offices were mostly product dedicated. They might print maybe only menus and handbills, or only newspapers, or only books, therefore usually only requiring one kind of press. But in a rural setting like this, I don't have the luxury of turning business away. Fact is, I'm trying to attract all the business I can to keep my doors open. So I have a number of different kinds of presses.
locomotive or the locomotive is the primary asset of a railroad. If you're not in good working order and condition, you're not pulling trains. So hence these shops sprung up all over the country, and at one time there were 10,000, servicing more than 70,000 steam locomotives. Railroads were the biggest industry in the country up until the automobile industry. They employed more people and just busier than any other industry in the country. We have 3 steam locomotives in our fleet now. The 2 you see right here are operating, as well as the one out in the track. Guys that work in here keep these 2 in good shape. And over the past 5 or 6 years, there was a lot of effort in restoring that one that's on the track today, which happened to be a personal favorite.
I was thinking about it, actually. I tell her she's very good at questions. How our buildings are going to be connected. So, in 2000, we had 1940 on the back. That pulled this train to walk home, and then put it on our 19.
All kinds of them.
This is a different era.
Yep.
Different era.
Here comes another one of that one.
This is so cool.
Ahead of time and decorate. The chandelier in the middle of the building gets pulled down and all the candles are lit, so all weddings here are candlelit.
Nice.
Yeah, they're very pretty. And the bell that's in the bell tower was forged by Paul Revere Jr. Henry Ford bought it and put it in. It dates back the early 1800s. And at the end of the weddings here, when the bride and groom leave, they ring the bell and announce to the world that they're married.
That is sweet.
It holds 125 people.
The garden's really cool, isn't it? Sound like they do something out back. Different flowers. With the big door back in the center of it.